Hello, YouTube. It's about 11 p.m., so forgive me if I'm not altogether sociable tonight, but I did decide that I'm going to play in a rapid arena tonight. I believe it will last for 1 hour, and it starts in about 5 minutes, so I will go play one bullet game, which I will not be commentating, and after that, I guess I'll just try and talk for a minute to uh, to pass that extra time. I almost lost my queen there. I think he could have won my queen, so that really racked my nerves. But I should be doing okay now. Grab all these rooks, and he's up a pawn. Should be a draw. So this endgame is kind of tough. He's lower on time than I am, though, which does give me something of an advantage. Got my bishop. That's okay. I will get all these kingside pawns. I need to trade that. He can fork. It's okay. So he has a pawn majority, which means he creates a passed pawn, but I don't think he gets it in time to queen. He can check me. Can he win this? No way. There we go. Okay, so there's a win. Good start. Let's go back to this rapid tournament that I'm in, the U17 Rapid Arena. And I don't know. I don't know what you guys really like me to talk about in the middle of these streams when I'm not playing games other than analysis. And I don't have any games to analyze because I've only played one game and it's a bullet game. So, yeah, I mean, let me know in the comment section what opening video you'd like me to do, and I will start the series tomorrow after the my high school chess club meeting that I that of the club I attend. I'll let you know. I'll ask around there to see what they say, and so I'll and so I'll factor that in for sure. But yeah, I mean, I guess I went and saw It tonight. It 2 came out, and well, that's why I didn't get another video up tonight. I was going to do the first video of the opening series tonight, but the I went to watch that movie and it was good. It didn't impress me as much as the last one did. It wasn't nearly as scary to me, but it was a good watch. I mean, it was worth it, but it was 3 hours, so that's why I didn't get another video up. Alright, so here in about 40 seconds, this tournament starts, and I am the 23rd highest rated out of 30 people. Out of, oh, not 30, 36. But I haven't played Rapid in a very long time, so I'm curious to see what my actual Rapid rating is. I guarantee it should be higher than 1475. So, I don't know.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Alright,
4,
Lichess
3,
is counting down
2,
for me.
1, 0.
Alright, should be matched. There we go. I'm playing someone slightly lower rated than me, which is nice. Maybe we'll actually get a solid opening. If he plays knight c, that's not solid at all. Let's not do that. What? Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's see. How can I exploit that? Because it looks really bad. For him, I mean. I don't know. What can I do to get at that setup? This pawn's very weak. Maybe c5. c5, queen a5 check. Might be good. Then knight c3 comes, but I get to retake the c-pawn, and then I'm looking at taking this and holding it. So I think that would be good. Interesting. I'm going to play this, because if he plays knight to c3 here, if he doesn't, I mean, he has to move his king, because if he plays knight to c3 here, we take d4. That's what I thought. We're going to grab the queen and then take d4. And he has a hard time getting the pawn back, it looks like. I'm winning his pawn easily, while it looks like rook c1. What is rook c1? Let's play bishop f5. He does have rook c8 check. No, he doesn't have rook c8 check. Sorry, I thought he did, but I can capture with the bishop. Okay, so I will move my bishop to somewhere it won't get captured, I suppose. I mean, this position should be fine for black. I feel like I've probably equalized, or at least I'm close to equality. I'm just going to castle, get that out of the way. I'll probably look at playing knight c6 to try and dislodge his knight, because if I get to trade this knight, okay, we'll just play here. If he trades either of the pieces, okay, he decided to trade his bishop for my knight, which I believe should just be bad for him, because I get this pawn now. I dropped a piece. That's okay. He didn't even notice. So we're going to leave our bishop back here on b6. On c6, sorry. Give this guy good luck. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll kick that knight, because he's playing based on the fact that he has a pin. But the problem is, it doesn't get him anything. He can play here, forking my king and bishop, but I just recapture the knight. And I think I actually like this variation, because I would get, if he exchanges the knight for the bishop here, like I expect him to, he lets me, I develop quickly. And now it's just, it's hard for him to get a good game. I'm up a pawn. In an endgame, I'm up a pawn, and that's an advantage in itself. Let's play rook c8, and then b5, a5 looks good. Attack on the queen side, get those pawns stopped before I get all my kingside pawns rolling. Not that I don't want my kingside pawns rolling quickly, but what is that? I don't see the point of that move necessarily. Huh. Interesting. Do we just get a perpetual here? It looks like he can take this pawn, but he can't because I can recapture and defend my rook. It's already defended. He probably won't do that. He probably won't blunder that. We will dislodge his knight, though. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that much to play for here. His knight's almost trapped. I don't know. It's kind of hard to play this position as white, but I don't know. Yeah, let's play here, hoping for tactics. I shouldn't be losing after this exchange, although it does favor white. Well, I don't know. I think it's easier for me to roll my kingside pawns than for him to roll his queenside pawns here, because all the pieces are on the queenside, so they'll probably get traded off. Let's see. Yeah, there are tactical ideas here. That was not one of them I was looking at, though. It seems like he doesn't have any. He doesn't even have this because I take, and he takes. Yeah, he wins a pawn. No, he doesn't win a pawn, because if he were to do that, I would win a. Well, what is that? That's interesting, is what that is. Alright, let me calculate. Okay, knight takes check. Rook takes. Okay, if rook takes, knight takes, the rook pins the knight. And, well, I'm winning because I'm up a piece, so that line doesn't really work. I think I will just bring my king into the game now. I'd like to get my king out over. Oh, I'm trying to draw arrows over here. And I mean, if you get your king into the center of the board in an endgame, you certainly have an advantage because of that. And I don't know. I would like him to. I don't know. I kind of want to exchange. And if I get my king into the center of the board, I should have an advantage by that, and I'm not sure how great that advantage is, but it's certainly there. It's worthy of noting that I would have an advantage in that line. I'm not sure what he has. He wants to. Okay, so he thinks that since my knight is pinned to my rook, he wants to attack that and exploit that. But I am going to go here, and now if he plays here, I get this tactic off in time where I attack his rook and defend my knight at the same time fast enough that he will just be losing a pawn here, I believe, if he plays this tactic out like he thinks he's going to. Because, for instance, pawn here, pawn takes, and while it's attacking my knight, I can play rook takes. I can play rook takes, then if rook takes, king takes, I can play rook takes. Now if rook takes, king takes, pawn takes, rook takes. See, now he takes my knight, but I take his pawn. See that? Now I'm up a pawn. He has to take, otherwise I'm up a piece, which is worse. So I'm up a pawn now. I'm simply up a pawn, and in an endgame like this where we both have a decent amount of time, up a pawn should be a win. I think I can get my king back in the game before he can take my pawns. We're going to do this because this forms a wall that he can't break through. And no, we'd like to kick him out of our space. So notice he can't break through over here anymore. He can't come into any of these squares. Well, he can come into that square and that square. But he can't move forward here. He would have to come all the way around, and by that time we would have won. So this is what I'm going to play. I'm just playing it to trade. I'm playing simply to trade. And I will actually get to make a good endgame point today. And that point is rook pawns versus center pawns and their values. So let's show this for a second. Now I'm winning absolutely here because he cannot do anything. He can't penetrate now. He could play over here. He can't see that he can't come to this square because this pawn defends it. He can't come over here, and he can't breach over in these squares because of the king. So basically the pawns are completely locked down, and I just have to push my king forward until I eventually can queen, or I can get over here and attack where he won't be able to stop it. Eventually, such as that move there, he can't come here and defend. So I will play here, actually, because, okay, black resign, white resign. So that's a win. So I should be doing well in the tournament. I'm in ninth place, and I believe it's by rating here or by the speed of your win. I'm not sure. There's no berserk, so this guy's just won 2 games. But let's watch the top game. That was a good game. I won't be analyzing games in this video other than when I do it live during the game. That's just because I want to focus on the game rather than going in. And for a tournament, there's no way you place in a tournament without playing games the entire tournament. The people who place are the people who lose very few games, and quick wins are the best way to get points in a tournament. So I should be white in the next game, which will give me an advantage. And with white, I like to get into openings with lots of traps, for the reason that white gets a lot of quick wins in such openings. That's my general idea. So I like to play e4. E4, c6 is the Caro-Kann. c6, d5. He's playing extremely quickly, and that's kind of startling. But I don't know. We've got time. It's not a speed chess game. I'm gonna play knight c3 here, which is the main line. He plays e6, which actually is a very rare line. I don't know how to proceed here. I believe knight f3 should just be fine. Knight f6, and I advance here. And it looks like theoretically I should have an advantage. I'll play bishop e3. Bishop d3, sorry. I'll castle. And I don't know. I don't see a path to an advantage for black. At the very least, I'm even. I'm equal. I don't know if I have an advantage here of any sort, but nature of the territory, I suppose. So we'd really like to capitalize on the fact that this light squared bishop is better than his. I've spent a lot of time, though, so I think I will just capture. And while this develops his dark squared bishop, I can play rook e1 and develop my own dark squared bishop. Because if you noticed, he played bishop e7, and now he's going to have to... Oh, okay. So he's using his knight. So his knight, I'm going to play bishop to b5 check. No, I won't play bishop to b5 check. I'll play rook e2 right away. No, I won't, actually. What can I do with this bishop? I'll play bishop e2. I don't really know. I need to defend this pawn one time. And this should be sufficient defense of the pawn. I'd like to pin this knight and trade it off if I get the opportunity. Say he plays b6. Okay, he plays queen b6, so we're going to trade that off. And now I'll play a3. Because if he takes b2, his queen will get trapped, it looks like. Here goes. So I believe his queen is trapped in this position because I play the French defense, and in the French, it's extremely common for black's queen to get trapped. I'm not sure if it works here. It's certainly worth a try. Okay, he won a lot of stuff, but we're not totally lost. I still certainly have a try. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably completely lost here. I am. Let's see. What kind of tricks do I have? I'll take... He's up 9. He's up the equivalent of a queen at this point, for reference. But... do I have anything? I'll play knight to d4. Knight to d4 looks decent. Let's play... Okay, I'll play for mate. Well, I mean, I guess I want a rook back. So that's kind of pleasant. When you win pieces, it's nice. He's just going to attack it again, which I guess so. I mean, that's what you do. Let's attack the queen. No, it doesn't work. I'll play queen to back to... Knight back to d4, sorry. He's threatening to win a piece, so I'll attack his queen and defend the piece he was threatening to win. And I'm only down a rook. Now, only down a rook isn't something I would normally say, because a rook is a lot of material. But yeah, I blundered my queen. That's a good game. I'll go back to the tournament. I'm 27th now because I'm 2-0, rather than the first place guys are all 4-0 now. So, I'm 27th. My rating has gone up overall because I've performed better than I have performed on average. But that was a sad game. I did lose a lot of pieces, and I'm overall disappointed, but that's okay. We'll get a better game next game, hopefully. Okay, we get black. Against Scody 31, okay. E4 will play a French. I'd like to see, finally, d4. It feels like all day I've seen knight f3. Finally. I love playing the advanced French, or playing against it. I don't like playing it as white. Okay, this is... I call this the wonderful variation. This is more or less my dream variation as black. This is, I mean, these moves are pretty standard looking, and if he doesn't play a3, I can take b2. I don't want to take b2 now. We'll play here. I mean, white should just be winning. He wants to have that, but he doesn't get it because if he plays c3 here, we take, he takes, and we fork. So it doesn't work tactically. The advanced French is just so easy to play, honestly. Let's play this with tempo, threatening the rook. He's going to have to play rook e1, and I'm up 3 pawns. So I will let him have this pawn in exchange for... I would like to get my knight developed with tempo here. And by with tempo, I don't mean with tempo necessarily. I just mean that now... Really? He's trading. Okay. What I'm going to do is play here. Because my king is somewhat safe behind this row of pawns. His king is obviously far safer. But it's hard for him to infiltrate this. Especially having traded off this many pieces. That's interesting. It looks like I win a piece. Oh, well, my bishop's pinned. That's... it's kind of a nasty pin, if you ask me. Let's unpin my queen here. Or unpin my bishop, sorry. This looks decent. And we're threatening bishop to c3. It would win a tempo on the rook and not the knight, but almost. Yeah, let's just continue to... I'm going to play... I'll play back here. This is kind of a defensive move. My position is really solidified now. Or not, it's not entirely. This bishop is bad, but I'm up 2 pawns. Which means that if this bishop is only worth a pawn, which it basically is at the moment, if this bishop is only worth a pawn, I'm still equal material. And that's a big if. So, he wants to come over here. Can I stop that? I can. He cannot come in now with his queen there. Ah, I missed a queen fork. Well, that's resignable. This is definitely the reason I don't play these tournaments so much. Someone did suggest that I play more tournaments in my videos. Someone from Lichess suggested that I play tournaments in my videos. This is kind of why people play differently in tournaments. And while it's a good thing, it's very competitive. And being competitive is what we look for. I mean, it's altogether positive. But I don't like playing for queen traps. I don't like playing that way. Yeah, it just... Playing for traps only takes away the fun of the game. Especially when it's traps like that. Like, I could have seen that if I was playing a normal game. I'd be playing slower, and I'd probably be looking for stuff like that. But he just got lucky, played an opening that I loved, but I didn't get a chance to exploit it because he played these weird lines with bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6 was the weird move that threw me off. Okay, oh, I didn't get to use my secret prep. You know what, I still will. He has to defend c7. He has to move his queen, but he has to stay in defense of c7. So he has these squares. He wants to fork, but he doesn't get to. And next move is knight f3 with tempo again. Development with tempo is key in the Scandinavian. So even if he plays a6 or c6, I have knight f3, and he has to stay on c7. So it's tough for him to stay on c7 from here. He has to play queen to d4, to which I respond d4, or queen to f4, to which I respond d4, it looks like. Okay, so he dropped his queen. First of all, he dropped his queen. Secondly, I have this threat still. I mean, that's just a terrible loss. He has to play here. Oh, he won't. Well, he doesn't have to play there, I guess, but he very well should. Let's play d4. I do want to stick with solid chess. Let's play here. This is mate. This leads to mate, at least. Here we go. Check. 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 Yeah, we'll just keep checking, and we trade off the pieces, and next move that comes is going to be bishop g5. Bishop g5. To trade off the pieces even more. Trades, trades. Trades. Don't see any great moves, so we'll play this. Queenside castles to get my rook in the game as fast as possible. Because I do have to actually mate him for this to be a win. So, interesting. Let's play check, and I'm winning this pawn if he doesn't play here. Interesting. Check. I would like to keep checking. I think I'm getting a dominant position from these checks. Check. And if he comes back, let's play rook e1. But he wins my queen. Well, does he? Yes, he does. If I stop checking, he would win my queen with that. So if he plays here, I play king b1 and I'm safe. Okay, king b1 so that he doesn't win my queen. And let's go with rook e1. And it looks like we're winning a rook unless he does this and chooses to defend. If he does choose to defend in that way, we win the bishop. So we're winning another piece. I'm finally having a good game, so I give you guys full credit for that. Thanks for watching, and I'm not ending the video by any means. But, oh, I win the bishop, and now I can play this as mate. That's good. Back to tournament. Okay, so there was a good game. I'm 14th with a 2-0-0-2. So if I can get another win, I'll be actually decently placed. I'm 1489. There's a couple lower rated opponents. Okay, so let's see if I can get the French again. D4, D5, E5, Knight C3. Let's play the Vinegar French. No, we won't. We'll play classical. It's spelled the Winnower, like W-I-N-A-W-E-R. But it's pronounced Vinegar. It's one of those languages. I don't know what languages those really are. But those languages that pronounce their W's as V's, like German. Vinegar. So I guess those are the Germanic languages, is what you'd call those. But, okay, this looks bad. For white, I mean. Good for black. Bishop. This bishop is really bad. And I can... Do I fork? Do I get the fork? Bishop takes, knight takes. Knight takes. I get knight here. No, I don't, because it'd be check. Okay, we'll take. Let's see what I can get out of this. Takes, okay, so we'll take the bishop because we have the two bishops. And we'll play after this queen b6, attacking the knight on d4, attacking, oh, really? Queen takes. That doesn't work, it drops a piece. Really, I didn't expect queen b6. Let's play, am I up a pawn or anything? No, I just have the two bishops. So I would like to not lose this knight, actually. Let's play bishop e7. I do want to play slow, and I really don't want him to exchange his knight. Although it would improve my light-scored bishop, the light-scored bishop is bad in this position because I have all these pawns on light squares. So the bishop only has one diagonal, and it's not that useful that way. I guess let's see if I can castle, and if I do, will he let me? I can play this with tempo now. As you can see, the tactic earlier doesn't work anymore because if he takes here, I just take his queen. Before, this was check. And because this was check, I couldn't respond by taking his queen. I would have to play a move like this to get out of check, and then he would take the piece, and I would be losing. But I feel like I could be better here, simply because, well, I have the two bishops. I have more active. I think I'm going to get more active pieces pretty easily. I'm going to play queen c7 and try and win this pawn because it's weak. And the only way for it to be defended is f4, but f4 can't happen because you would have to remove the defender to play f4. So, kind of tragic. We'll play queen c7 there, and it looks like the best way for him to avoid is either rook e1 or bishop takes d7. Okay, other rook to e1 actually makes more sense than my rook to e1 move. But let's play... Oh, interesting. I suppose I could completely dissolve his center like this, but then, he could take my e-pawn immediately. I don't know. I don't like that line that much. I think I like queen b6 here, threatening bishop takes f2, and threatening, well, lining up the queen with the king is always good, especially if he plays a move. If he plays, like, say, the bishop back somewhere, like over here, we can play bishop a3, and bishop a3 threatens checkmate on a2, and he can't capture because there'd be a pin. So those are just some ideas. Other ideas, I'd like to play a6 and b5 because there's opposite side castles. That seems to be a bad move to me because now his bishop has to retreat to d3, and when it does, see, he has to take. And now I'm going to win a tempo. And the reason this is winning a tempo is if the bishop comes to b5 and the knight takes, which, let's see what he does there. I don't think my king side's getting attacked too harshly right now. It's winning a tempo on the rook because if knight takes and pawn takes, sorry about that. If knight takes, so if this line occurs, this is why I was saying it's a win of tempo, because now I have an open file for my rook at his king, and I'm going to play queen a6, and after I play queen a6, it looks unstoppable that I'm going to be taking a2, sorry, and So the only way to prevent this would be by playing a3, to which I'll respond, bishop takes a3. Now, if pawn takes a3, queen takes a3, and it's going to be mate. So it looks like unstoppable mate here. I don't see how he could do anything about this other than maybe sacrifice his queen, or I don't know. It's tough. It'd be tough for him not to get mated here. And I would say these aren't the ideas you should use to play every single game, but these are certainly ideas that maybe 1 out of 5 games you have this sacrifice. That was kind of smart. Now his queen defends this square. That was smart. Although now I'm going to play rook c8, and now I have all of my pieces in the game attacking his king. And really, I'm going to play this with a discovered attack on the rook. We'll see if he sees that, while also threatening to play this. So I believe that should be winning, especially if he plays a move like this, where I can check the king. Now, okay. So we'll take. And now we have 3 pawns for the piece. So we have equal material to begin. We have equal material. Okay, what happens if... Let's just see. I mean, this is a win of tempo. So I can obviously do that. Should be winning a queen. Almost. Let's look at this move for a second. Or here, threatening this with... That looks better. Now his queen can't take the pawn. It can't take the rook. It's going to have to come to c1. Really, he's going to counterattack, which doesn't work tactically. Let me show you this line before I play it. Rook takes queen, and now I have rook takes rook. Knight takes rook. Well, I guess it works. His knight defends the rook. We can play queen check, and then win his queen. That should work. So queen check, and now he's in check, and we should win his queen for free. So that's kind of rough for him, because I think he had a good idea. So he's thinking a lot, but really, I think the position's completely resignable for white. He loses his queen. He's losing even more. He loses his knight. He should block, to which I'll respond with maybe check. Because, yeah, check. Because it's defended. Queens with check. He has to take. I take with check. He has to play like this. We're going to play here, which forces a trade of rooks, and now I'm just up a queen. So that was called a conversion. Basically, I took a position where I was up a queen, and I played a bunch of moves that we just traded off our rooks and that pawn, and now I'm winning. You see I'm up a queen and 4 pawns. My opponent left the game. So I wanted to touch on converting, and I think you guys get the idea. You want to trade off the pieces when you're up material, so that now it's clear that I'm just up a queen. When there's a lot of pieces on the board, even if you're up a queen, there's a lot of tactics and a lot of ideas. There's no way he can win my queen now unless I just put it where his pawn can capture it or where his king can capture it. So he simply should resign here because I have forced checkmate in a few moves. It won't be long before it's checkmate. So yeah, it should be forced mate in a few moves. He's also running out of time. But now that he's left, I want to talk about ethics for just a second, because this is the main unethical practice I see in chess, and I'm guilty of it myself. I've done this before. But so what he did is he intentionally left the game immediately after he realized he lost. As soon as now I'm up a queen, and he has no chances, he leaves the game, so I have to sit here and wait for time to run out. Now, in a tournament, the implications of that are I have less time. I don't have enough time for 2 games now. I have no chance of winning the tournament. It's just what people do when they want to screw their opponents. And not in a good way. It's just immoral to me. I mean, I played a great game, and he played poorly. And I'm not saying that we don't all play poorly sometimes, but just because I had a good game doesn't mean you need to take your anger out on me and make me not win the tournament. So that's my soapbox on morality as it relates to chess. I assume he isn't going to come back, and I just have to wait out this clock. That's really annoying. People do this, by the way, in over-the-board games too. Although, in an over-the-board game, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you left the game because I'm not missing a future game. But leaving the game over the board is almost as bad just because it's completely disrespectful. It's you got up and left but didn't accept that you lost. You didn't resign this button over here. So your opponent just has to wait the 30 minutes for your clock to... Okay, so there's a win. Your opponent would just have to wait for the clock to run down. And I'm 15:05, which this is the first time I've ever broken 1500 in my my rapid rating. But notice that these guys have 4s over here. Normally you could get a 4 by berserking. Berserking is where you cut off half your time. Another Scandinavian. Berserking is where you cut off half your time in exchange for... I don't know what to play here, actually. Just d4. Berserking, you cut off half your time in exchange for a6. I don't know what that is. I've never actually seen this before. Bishop c4? No. Just knight c3 should be okay. Knight c3, because I don't want to be playing... I'm not playing to hold that pawn. I just want... Let's see. How do I want to continue? I'll play knight f3. I'd like to play bishop c4 with tempo, which is what I'm doing here. I don't know why he played b6. Oh, to play bishop b7, but I'm playing this with tempo, so I don't think he's justified in playing b6, bishop b7. That looks bad because I'm about to get to play bishop b3 with tempo. Here's tempo. As many moves as you can play hitting the queen, you should. Okay, so should I go about this? let's play this. It doesn't hang a piece. It does hang a piece. So we'll castle. And castling, it kind of does put my king in danger here because his queen is attacking g2. His bishop is looking at g2. So it's kind of rough in that regard, but I should be fine because I can play h3 and attack his queen one more time. And now he can't go back and keep attacking. So he loses the attack, and now I can play this move, for instance, where I'm threatening to play here and win the game. I don't know if that's actually winning the game, but I know it's almost winning, at the very least. Just play bishop c4 again with tempo. You think I won't draw this game by threefold repetition? I will. You are number 7, and I'll take a draw. Okay, he played a different move. I think I'll play this here with tempo. And now he can't get back on the J file, so he can't attack this pawn anymore than he already has. What is that move? He's attacking d4, but not enough. Huh. I think I'll play rook e1, and looks decent. I think I have a better position here. After all those tempo moves, I'll play my bishop back to d3, holding the defense, playing solidly. Just playing solid chess, that's all I want to do. We will take, take, take. Why is he thinking? Really? Why? I can play here. Should be winning a pawn. I don't see any tactic that would allow him to win a pawn back. I'm playing solid chess. That's all this game is. Mate! Let me look at that just a moment. I'm sorry, I don't usually do this. I will click back to tournament, but so this is tournament pairings. I have 9 minutes, so I have enough time to play. Pairings have not ended yet, and I'm in 14th place, which is decent. But now, how do I go back to that game? Go to my profile, I suppose. I'm still in those pairings. Classical, I've been playing poorly. Rapid, I've been playing great though, 73 extra. So, let me see my recent games. Oh, resume. I'll check it out later. Just a moment, I want to check my chess.com forum post. No responses. Does it show views on chess.com? Let's go back, go back, go back. Aha, we've got a game. E4. Knight of 3. D6. I hate the Philidor defense. I really do. With a fiery passion. It just cuts off the entire game from being fun at all. Anyone who plays the Philidor makes me mad. Threatening mate. You're losing. Oh, you're not losing. Here. Defending. That's a pin. It's an absolute pin. We're going to play here, defending and attacking. Looks winning to me. What are you trying to pull? Stick here. He takes here. I suppose I'll just play here. I win the pawn back after this. I could be winning here. This is like a Guring Gambit type position where... Why? Where I have these really strong bishops. These just outstanding bishops. Let's just take this pawn, and he has to trade the knight now. Yes, he does. We'll play here. And let's double my rooks. See what he does. It's not a threat. It's like here. Oh, here. Winning, trying to win. Oh, winning a rook. Yeah, I lost a rook. We'll play here, though. Stay in the game with this check. Actually, that's interesting because I'm winning still. If I think he saw that I was winning with a windmill tactic. I'm going to resign because he won a piece. But let me show you on my analysis board. If he took here, it's actually forced mate. But if he plays here, I can play here with check. And now he comes back. I can play here with check. He comes back. I can play here with check. He comes back. I can play here with check. He comes back. I can play here with check. He comes back. I can play here with check. Notice a pattern. He comes back. I can play here with check. He can't come back now, notice. So he has to play here. And I play mate. So, but this tactic is called a windmill tactic. When you can move your rook and grab everything. I think that's a good educational tactic and a good way to end the video. The video is about a gigabyte and a half now, so I'm going to spend most of the night probably. I'm going to spend most of the night. It's going to take most of the night to embed this and to post this. So that should be all, guys. Sorry this video was so long, but I think it was better in terms of gameplay. And, well, I mean, I played poorly. But it was better, I think, in terms of content, and I hope you guys can learn something. I'm excited to see you tomorrow when I start an opening series. Although I don't know what opening I'll be covering, I think I will make several videos on that opening, depending on how many variations are in the opening. And I will start with an introductory video, and I'll probably put out the mainline video tomorrow as well. And after the mainline video, I think after the mainline video, probably I'll go in order of variations. And then after I get all the variations, I will make a video of all the questions I was asked, where I go through the questions as I get them, and I answer any questions you have, because if you have a question, you're probably not alone. You're probably not the only one that has the question, so feel free to ask, and if you ask a reasonable question, and all questions are reasonable, I'll put it on the channel, and I'll answer it for everyone to see. Also, if you would like to play a game in the opening that I cover, just let me know, in my personal messages on Lichess, or talk to me in person, or give me a comment on this video, and we can arrange that. And I think that would be really nice if we could get a chance to do that, because playing games in an opening is far better, I think, than just looking at the opening. You get way more out of that. So now that this video is at 1 hour, I think I'll cut it off there. So see you guys next time with our first opening video.